Alrighty, everyone, we're going to go ahead and kick off tonight's training webinar hosted by the Alliance. My name is Adam Winnig, and I am excited that you're on this webinar right now because I have some information that I'm going to share with you that is going to completely change the results that you're getting into your business. And this is information that I just came across, so I'm fired up and really excited to teach it to everyone because I've seen tremendous results in my life. So we're going to be on here for a short time, maybe 15-20 minutes, but really pay attention to the concepts that we're going to be talking about because they're extremely important. And it's probably going to be like no other personal development stuff you've ever heard of. Now, guys, if you're brand new, you're just getting into the business, I wanted to remind you, just a quick reminder, how important it is that you download your copy of the journey. Make sure that you get the journey. This is, again, our system for building. This is our fundamentals. This is our step-by-step process of exactly what to do in order to start building your business. Okay, so make sure that you have that printed out, that you're filled it out, and that you're following those steps, step by step, and that'll take you down the direction, the fundamentals really to building this business. But what I'm going to get into is something completely different. We're in network marketing. We're in the business of talking to people, and everyone wants to know, what do I say to other people? How do I talk to people? What's the right word? What's the right line? What are the right questions to ask? What do you say to other people? But what we're going to talk about tonight is much more important than anything you could say to any people that you're going to be talking to about your business. What we're going to talk about tonight is the only thing that controls whether you're going to be a massive success or a massive failure, and it is, what do you say when you talk to yourself? What do you say when you talk to yourself? You've probably never thought about that. You've gotten into the business, you're probably wondering, what am I going to say to other people? But have you ever taken the time to think about, hey, what am I going to say to myself? That's the most important question you got to ask yourself. So the principles that I'm going to be talking about are all based off of this book called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Shad Helmstetter. Okay, this is an incredible book. I highly recommend it. What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. Get it. Make sure you read this book. This is an incredible book. I've done a lot of personal development. I've read a lot of books, been to a bunch of seminars, watched tons of videos, been through a lot of programs, but I've never seen anything like this. And there's a reason why what we're going to talk about tonight is going to stick. And I'll break the science down behind it of how your brain and how your subconscious mind works in order to get the results that you're going to get. So once again, we're going to get straight into this. What to say when you talk to yourself. Look, guys, we have been programmed to fail. You have been programmed to fail. More likely than not, the reason why there's only about 3% of people that have huge success is because they're programmed in their brains. It's hardwired in their subconscious mind to have success. Well, how have we been programmed the majority of our life? We've been programmed to fail. What do I mean by that? Well, the average person, by the time they hit 18 years old, so from when they're born to when they're 18 years old, the average person, not even in a super negative environment, just an average environment, has heard the word no 148,000 times. They've been told no 148,000 times. No, you can't do that. No, don't do this. No, you shouldn't do that. They've heard no 148,000 times. Imagine how negatively programmed you are. And on top of that, there were studies shown that said that 77% of thoughts that we have are said to be working against us. You guys understand the power of your thoughts, how everything starts with a thought. It turns into an emotion, it turns into an action, and that turns into a result. But it all starts with these thoughts. And 77% of the thoughts that you have in your brain right now are programmed to have you fail. So how much success, again, how much success you have is directly tied to the thoughts that you have. Any religious book, any personal development book, I don't care what it is, they will all talk about this common denominator, that it comes down to what you think about yourself, what you think about your future, what you think about your capabilities and your potential. That's what's going to determine ultimately the actions that you take and the results that you're going to bring into your life. So here's the interesting thing about your brain is you've been programmed to lose. The vast majority of people have been programmed to lose. Whether you know it or not, how many times do you catch yourself saying, "Oh, I don't know if I could do that. Oh, I don't think so. Oh, I don't mean had succeeded in the past in that." And you're thinking these thoughts and you're programming yourself. Anytime you do anything, think of it like this. If you have a certain thought, think of it as like you're taking a pin and there's a record player here and you're scratching the record with this pin, and every time you think it, you scratch it again and 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 again. And eventually that's all that record player knows is that scratched, indented thought that you have, and it becomes very easy to think that thought, whether it's a positive thought or a negative thought. So if we've been programmed negatively, we have all these deep grooves of negativity in our record player or in our mind or in our hardware, and it's hard for us to think anything else. So what we're going to talk about today is how do you reprogram your brain, because you guys understand that if you can reprogram your brain and you can reprogram your mind to thinking of success instead of thinking of failure, then you're going to ultimately bring success. Okay, so how have we been programmed negatively? Well, not only ourselves have we been programmed negatively, but also other people have programmed us negatively as well in many, many cases. For example, I'll give you a positive and a negative of how I personally have been programmed. Look, you're told stuff your whole life, your whole upbringing. For example, this one tragic story happened to me in 7th grade. I was in chorus class. I'd never sang before, and there's a line, and it's my turn up. I'm up. The teacher's playing notes on the piano. We have to match the level of the piano with the tone of our voice. We have to match the tonalities. And so I'm up in front of the class, and the piano teacher goes, and she goes, whatever the tone was, ding, or whatever. However, that's not a piano noise at all, but but the piano, she made a piano noise, and I was supposed to match it with my voice, and I completely obliterated it. I mean, I was way off key, and the teacher in front of the whole class said, "Adam, what are you, tone deaf?" And the whole class starts the whole class is laughing at me, and that ingrained so deeply in my mind that I never thought that I could be a good singer. I knew that I wasn't a good singer. My mom would always tell me, "Adam, you're not that good of a singer," or "Adam, who sings a song? Well, you should let them sing it," and whatnot. So I never was able to become a good singer because I was so programmed that, "Adam, you're a bad singer. Adam, you don't have a good voice." I was programmed negatively. Think about how many times you've been programmed negatively. How you tell yourself that you've been programmed negatively. For example, do you ever say, "Oh, I'm so bad with names. Oh, I'm so bad with names. Oh, I'm so bad with names." That just drives into your mind, and your brain doesn't know anything else. It thinks all it knows how to think is, "I'm bad with names," and that's all you can react to, and that's all you can live. Same thing with, "Oh, I suck at math. Oh, I suck at math. Oh, I suck at math. Oh, I suck at math. I'm going to fail this test. I'm going to fail this test." All this stuff that you say to yourself over and over and over and over again is programming the results that you get in your life. Your words have power. What you say to yourself has power, and you got to reprogram it. So an example of how you can program yourself for good was when I was growing up, I was always told that I was a good athlete. "Adam, you're a good athlete. Adam, you're so athletic. Adam, you're so fast. Adam, you're so strong." And I was continually fed this over and over again, and I started to believe it. Other people started telling me about it. I started to believe in it. I started saying that myself, and I became a really, really good athlete. And you can do that for anything. It just goes to show you what you believe or what you think about yourself or what you say about yourself is what you're going to get. So moving on. The cool part about this, guys, is that your brain will do anything. Your brain will do anything if you tell it often enough and you tell it strong enough. So the cool part about it is you may have some really, really awful programming going on right now, but you can change it. And you can change it by replacing that old negative self-talk that you had going on, or that old negative belief or that thought that you had about yourself, and you can replace it with something strong, something positive. Okay, the thing that's crazy about your subconscious mind is that your subconscious mind will believe whatever it's told. It doesn't accept or reject anything. It will believe everything. So that's why even being sarcastic is sometimes dangerous, because your subconscious mind picks that up. Okay, so your subconscious mind will believe whatever it is. So you could tell your subconscious mind, you could even tell your subconscious mind a lie. And if you tell it over and over and over and over enough, with enough conviction, with enough strength, then your subconscious mind will begin to live out this lie, whatever it is. You could lie yourself into something really positive. You could lie yourself into something awful. It's just depending on what you decide to think about. So here's the sequence, guys. We're all about getting results. You guys are on here, you're wanting to get better results in your life. What determines the result that you get in your life? The thing that determines a result is a certain action. Action leads to result. What determines the action that you take? The action that you take is determined by a certain feeling that you have. This feeling fuels the action. And what determines what feeling you have is your attitude. And your attitude is built by your beliefs. What kind of beliefs do you hold? That will determine what your attitude is about certain things. And your beliefs are built from your programming. Your programming stirs your beliefs. Your programming forms your belief, which creates your attitude, which cultivates your feelings, which makes you take certain actions, which gets you the results. Again, your programming creates your beliefs, which creates your attitude, which fuels your feelings, which causes you to take certain actions, which gives you certain results. So it's all about this programming, just like a computer. If you can computer program something to run a certain way, it'll run that way and it doesn't know anything else. Okay? It's just like a horse. If you take a horse on a certain trail, around and 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 around, eventually it's going to get stuck in this, and you won't even have to tell the horse what to do. It's going to know exactly what to do. Even if it's a path where it's going up, down, side, through, the horse doesn't even need to be told what to do. It does it automatically. The same thing happens with your brain. Whatever you've thought about or whatever you believe in your mind, or you've told it over and over and over again with your self-talk, is what you're going to live out. Pretty interesting stuff. So, and the interesting thing about this, guys, is if you listen to the words, listen to the words that you're saying about yourself. I used to always say this to myself, and it was awful. I used to always say, oh, I'm clumsy. I used to say that, and I'd spill something, and I'd be like, oh, I'm clumsy, and I'd reaffirm it. I'd spill something else. I'd be like, oh, I'm clumsy, and I'd reaffirm this over and over and over again, and I just became so clumsy, it was insane. So, again, guys, we can change all this, and listen to how winners talk. Think about people that are really winning. People that are really crushing it. Listen to the words that they say. Listen to the words that they say. They don't say, I'm going to try to do this, or I should do this, or I could do this. They say, I am. For example, I was talking to my friend Rob, who is he's an MMA fighter, and he has a big fight. It's his first fight. And he was telling me, what was the text message? He was telling me something about what he was going to do with this fight. I got the text message right here. He says, I got to train till I die, man. I'm trying to get the W. He said, I'm trying to get the W. Like, I'm trying to get the W. I'm trying to make more money. I'm trying to grow my business. When you say that, it's like you don't have it. You don't own it. You're just trying to do it. How long? You could be trying for the rest of your life to obtain something. You need to change it to I am. In the present tense is I've already owned it. I already did it. Like, I am winning this fight. I am earning $40,000 a month. I am a gold leader. I am a diamond. I am financially secure. That's the message that you need to be playing over in your mind again. Because then your brain doesn't know anything else, and it has to automatically take you in that route to become what you're telling yourself over and over again. Crazy stuff. So listen to winners. What do they say to themselves? It's a lot different than what losers say to themselves. I guarantee it. So listen to that. Now, how do you actually go about reprogramming? I think you guys understand the concept here of how your brain and your subconscious mind will do what it's told if it's told it over and over again. If it's told it strong enough with enough conviction, it'll do that. But how do you actually do that? What's the process? What do the fundamentals look like? How do I reprogram my mind, Adam? Adam, I get it. Yeah, I got to reprogram myself. I have some bad beliefs. I have some negative thoughts about myself. I have some bad self-talk. You got to first off just catch yourself. If you ever hear yourself saying something like, I'm going to try to do this, or I think I'm going to do this, or I could do this, you got to take that out completely. There's no certainty in I'm going to try. It's I am. I am doing this. I am a champion. I am a winner. I am earning $40,000 a month. I am speaking on stage. People ask me, well, Adam, how much you're actually earning. I am earning $40,000 a month. I am doing this. Whatever it is that you want, speak it into existence. Your words have tremendous power. You can have whatever you say, but most people are too busy saying what they have. That's in the Bible. Jesus said, man can have whatever he says, but he's too busy saying what he has. So change your talk. Okay, how do we do it? How do we reprogram ourselves? Here's how you guys reprogram yourselves, and then we're going to be done. But this is going to take some effort because those grooves that you've dug in your brain, or the CD, or the record player, is probably pretty deep now. So how do you reprogram yourself? One, self-talk. Okay, like I said, affirmations, saying something over and again in the mirror. Okay, I have a certain set of affirmations that I say to myself all the time. I say, God's wealth circulates in my life as well as flows to me in avalanches of abundance. All of my needs, wants, and dreams are met instantaneously by infinite intelligence. For I am one with God, and God is everything. And I say that over and over and over and over and over again all the time in the car, because I know that when I reprogram this, then abundance automatically has to come into my life. Okay, so certain self-talk that you say to yourself, it could be something simple, I'm a winner. It could be, I am diamond. It could be anything, really. But it starts off with your self-talk. Then, if you want to make it a little bit more powerful, you can do self-write. You can write it out, those affirmations, because when you do that, it ingrains into your physiology because you're moving body parts as well, and you're consciously thinking about it. And then on top of that, there's something really, really powerful called self-talk tapes, where you can make a tape of certain things that you want to reprogram into your mind, and you can play them over in your head. Like on my iPhone, for example, I have a self-talk tape here that a friend made for me with a whole bunch of things that I am in my life, and it says it over and over again. And it has some music into it, so it influences your subconscious mind at the certain beats per minute. It's some science done behind it. When people listen to like 60 beats per minute, like a lot of Mozart music, they're able to retain a lot more, and it deeply ingrains into their brain. So that's something that's really, really powerful, something that I've made for myself that I listen to all the time, whether I'm doing it consciously or whether I'm doing it subconsciously. I'll even play it at nighttime because I know it's still going into my subconscious mind, because my subconscious is always working. That way I can do it when I'm doing other activities, whether I'm reading or whether I'm in the car or whether I'm sleeping. It doesn't matter. It's getting into my head. It's reprogramming myself. Okay? And if you guys really want that, I was thinking about making a self-talk tapes specifically for network marketers. Okay, so I was going to make this tape specifically for network marketers. It would be about 20 minutes that you could play on loop, that would have the music in it and have certain key things that would be really effective for network marketers if they had these ingrained in their brains. So if I get enough response and people really want that, then I'll go ahead and shoot that out to them. I'll go ahead and make it if there's enough response. But that's it, guys. Look, read this book, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. It explains the science behind why most personal development doesn't work and why it all begins with reprogramming our brains. And I talked about a couple techniques here that you guys could use, but listen to what you're saying to yourself. It's so critical, and I promise you that if you do it long enough and you repeat it long enough with enough strength and enough conviction, your beliefs are going to change, and they're going to become automatic, and that's going to become that new groove and more powerful and more positive groove. Then you're going to start operating out of that, and everything's going to come much, much easier, more natural. So with that being said, I hope everyone has a great rest of their night. Again, pick up this book, read it, check it out, get to work on talking to yourself, say the right things to yourself, and you'll change your life. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.